name is Robert Guidry, and I wrote this myself. It's about a struggle within, a desire to commit suicide. It asks why I live, how to live, and what to live for. The heart of this one who tells the story, he is rent by his own decisions, and the decisions of those around him. I decided to call it When Death is Defeated. I hope it makes an impact in your life. When death is defeated. He's gone. He will not return. Why did I drive him away? Why did I say the things that I did? It's because of the deep hurt that I didn't want him to see. I knew it would break him, but I didn't think I'd be all alone. Now I have nowhere to run, nowhere to turn, and nowhere to be myself because I don't even know who I am anymore. I am messed up. What's left for me? Hope is gone and darkness has prevailed. The slithering light left with my soul. All my peace on me is bailed, and my heart is like an empty bowl. Nothing is left for me. Nothing. I have no hope, no future. I have no way to recreate the light that was there. So now I lie here in the dark, alone and with no one to guide me. The sadness of loneliness, the terror, it overwhelms me. And I do not know if I can go on. I must give up. I must stop. I must quit. I told these things to myself hundreds of times until I was overcome with despair. I let it rule me, become my guiding force. But there no longer was one with him gone. When nothing reached nothing. When darkness appears. When the road ahead's full of ghastly spears. Hope has left everything and turned it into nothing. And death, with its snippet, it shears. My dark words only come from a heart that is sick with grief and selfishness. When death calls, I will gladly answer. When the grave arrives, let it swallow me. Rescue me from life so I can rest in death. A wonderful thought. If death could end my pain, why live longer? If eternal sleep is the answer, what am I waiting for? Yet something within me says this is no other option. Because in these thoughts a murderer lurks. He wishes to end me, to finish me, and endlessly to this goal he works. The very thought that someone would triumph in my death sickened me. That one so eminent would make my life such a joke. In my anger I shouted, God, you are evil! A liar! A cheat! And he heard me. He heard my every word. He cared. And how do I know this? Did he arrive wrapped in light and embrace me? No. Something more subtle, more precious than that. He looked at my heart, and he saw a sinner, and his heart broke. He wanted to rescue me, but he couldn't. Not without a final sacrifice. And that brings me full circle. He left me for 3 days buried in a tomb. Hopelessness and despair overwhelmed me as my only hope deserted me for 3 long days. Too long it seemed he waited, and doubt overwhelmed my mind. He told me he would rise in 3 days, but should I believe him? I mean, healing the sick is one thing, but rising from the dead? That's a whole other deal. I saw the scars. I saw the pain. I saw his twisted crown. I can tell what I've seen and heard, but what about those things that I haven't seen and heard? Like a man rising from the dead. I have arrived, he said. And at that moment I turned around, and he stood there, seemingly walking into the heart that I had locked up so tightly. I'd hidden myself in a bunker, afraid that my enemy would find me, torture me. Up I looked into the tearful eyes of the Savior who said, you were worth it to me. He showed me his scars, his hands and his feet. He showed me what remained of the hurts in my life. He showed me the hurts I had caused. And he whispered in my ear, very quietly, as far as the east is from the west. So far have I removed your stains. The message I have is this, that where darkness is, there is hope. Where fear overcomes, love can take over. Do you choose to trust the Savior or the one who got you in this mess, you? Do you have the final answer? Or should you look beyond yourself and seek the truth? The truth is waiting for you with open arms. The truth knows your pain, your scars. He sees them. He feels them. Know this, he took your scars, your pain upon himself so that you could be clean. Why? Because true love is the end of this story.